What's up? It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day, and welcome to the conversation. We are here tonight. We're going to chat about some things. We have Darius, our brother from another mother, joining us again tonight, filling in for Shaq. We have Brittany in the house. We have Brandy, and we have Michael. What's up, you guys?
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
So first off, let's how we started off. Michael, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was phenomenal. Dare I even say transcendent. We had an open deck night and it was all old schoolhouse all night long. It was the best part about partying 20 years ago. I could have done it 4 days in a row, but sadly it was just one.
You can party 4 days in a row?
No.
I was going to say.
You would get talk to me first, right? Seeing is not believing.
I go to the club now and I don't even last an hour. I'm ready to go after 20 minutes.
Ready to go.
That's awesome. Darius, what about you? I know you had a little trip we were just talking about.
Yes, I actually was at a conference this past weekend in Fort Lauderdale. It's called the UGMA Conference. It's a conference that with a special focus on Black same-gender loving men and allies. I received a leadership award this past weekend. So it was just a great weekend of fellowship, learning. It just felt really good for me to be appreciated that way.
That's awesome. I need to step my game up. Every time I talk to Darius, I feel like I need to be doing more in the world. He's always at some conference, getting an award, doing something. That's awesome. I'm proud of you.
I'm just living the dream. I'm just doing what I always wanted to do.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Brittany, what about you down there in Texas?
I took the kids to the fair this weekend and just kind of chilled out. We made caramel apples. I try and do that stuff with my boys. They're getting so big, and yeah, you know how that goes. So just hanging out with my kids this weekend.
Cool. Brandy, what about you?
Very quiet, dry, laid back weekend. Yeah, pretty uneventful.
No?
But I like it like that sometimes. So.
Well, you're always traveling too, so it's when you do get a weekend at home, that's good.
Right.
I was just telling you guys, I haven't been anywhere since Sunday. I've been in this house all week.
I love that for you.
I love it for me too. I have doctor's appointments, a lot of appointments like tomorrow and Friday, and then next week I'm gonna be out of town. So I'm just trying to be at home. I love being at home. It's my favorite place to be. So, anyways, so let's get into some of these stories. We got a lot on the docket tonight. I don't know if we're gonna touch everything because I literally have, I don't know, we have like 10 stories at least. I don't know, maybe a little less, but we have a lot. So let's go into our first story. We always seem to have him on our docket, and I think he knows that he's going to end up in the blog somehow just for saying stupid stuff. Boosie recently spoke in an interview where he explained how fathers need to be more hands-on. He also said by the age of 16 that fathers need to start pushing, and I quote, pussy on to their, he said by the age 15, 16, fathers need to start pushing pussy on their boys. Boosie is so problematic. He says, I think he has an audience he says things for. Like I said, I know he does it for clickbait. What do we think about this? I know Darius always has something interesting to say about Boosie, but Darius, what do you think about the story?
First of all, I think there's absolutely nothing interesting about Boosie. I think he's a pup. He's a punk on depression.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know no straight man, no cisgender heterosexual man that is always so fixated on gay as Lil Boosie. I mean, it's. I heard this a long time ago, and I've learned it to be true. What's in you gonna come out? If somebody is same gender loving, whether they love the same sex, if that's in them, that's gonna come out. it doesn't matter how much you try to put women on them or men, depending on, you know, what gender they are. If it's in them, it's gonna come out.
You're right.
Yeah, and I just wish that Boosie would just shut the hell up.
Boots. I'll say that. I'll save that. Michael, what do you think about this?
Toxic masculinity, right? Even if you take the sexuality part out of it, maybe he's down low, maybe he's not. But this is everything that is wrong about being a man, all at once together. He's always in the news for this, though. So, next.
Brandy?
I feel like it's publicity. Like you said, he's speaking to a specific audience. I think it's ignorant. And I agree that he should just shut up. Okay, we know how you feel about it. Who even asked? Who cares?
Right. Brittany, do you have anything to say about
Randy? Who asked? Nobody cares at this point. You've already made it very clear what your stance is and what your feelings are. We get it. Move on. Like,
I think
it's not going anywhere.
I think it's interesting that he has these kind of feelings, knowing that he has an LGBTQ daughter. But we as Black people know that in the Black community, being a lesbian is not the same as being gay. Even straight males look at it different. It's not the same. How would he feel if someone said by the age 15 someone needed to be putting dick on his daughter? Do you think he would think different about this, or do you think he think that's okay?
I think he thinks
He absolutely would be thinking differently.
Do we think the general? I'll say, because white people don't really care about this kind of stuff like Black people do. What do you think the Black community would say if somebody reversed that question onto their daughter and said, because they're in the comments, people were egging him on, like, yeah, you're right. But if someone said that about a girl, you know, I think it would be totally different.
Well, you know, there is a double standard. There's a double standard when it comes to men and, you know, and women, boys and girls. You know, boys are taught, we are taught growing up to be strong. We're supposed to suppress our emotions. We're not supposed to show weakness. We're not supposed to show anything but strength. Women are taught that they're supposed to be they're supposed to be soft and feminine, and that they're supposed to be dependent on the man. They're supposed to be submissive to the man.
Right.
And that's counter narrative to a lot of our lives, because growing up, my grandmother was the daddy and the mama.
Right. Yep.
She did it all.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just wish that we could get away from this kind of thought process, because it's very toxic and it's very, you know, it's not good.
Yeah, you're right. I think, like I said, I hate to put color to it. I think the white community and other communities are more accepting of and it's been my experience, are more accepting. Black people, I think we have a long way to go when it comes to accepting, you know, LGBTQ members of our family and just, you know, just accepting it, period. So I'm going to make a promise to you guys. If we have any more stories about Boosie saying ignorant shit like this, I'm not going to put it on, okay? All right? Because we already know how he feels. So
the only story I want to hear about is Boosie confirming that somebody did play with that Boosie, like I believe.
Right. Going to the next story, another ignorant SOB is in the news. Young Jock, and I've never had a problem with him. I've actually liked him. Hold on, let me. Okay, sorry, I was looking at our comments. I've never had a problem with Young Jock, but obviously he has a problem with me. Young Jock says he wouldn't take $250,000 to perform at any LGBTQ event. He says he doesn't want a man with his lustful eyes and nipples out rapping his lyrics.
To him.
First of all, we wouldn't give Boosie $250. We wouldn't give Young Jock $250 to perform. So I don't know where the hell he got $250,000. I mean, who is he? He ain't nobody no more. Come on, Mother Jock. Mother, please go have a seat, Mother. Because it's clear, baby, that you's a mother. You's a mother of the church. Go sit down.
Yeah. I didn't know. Kate says she's watching. She says he has so many kids to feed. He better take that job. I know that's right. Does anybody have anything to say about this? Michael, Brandy, anyone?
Well, when is the last time that you've heard somebody say, "Oh, I want to go to the Young Jock concert"? I mean,
exactly.
I haven't heard it since the early 2000s. So
right.
I mean, come on, you could get Young Jock tickets at the same place you can get Boosie tickets, the Chevron gas station.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, there's not much to say about this. I just thought it was interesting that this just came out right after Boosie said what he said. I don't know.
And doesn't he live in Atlanta?
He surely does.
So he lives in Atlanta, and he was on a reality show that is largely watched by members of the LGBTQIA community.
Yes.
I think he's just trying to make.
And then he was rocking around here with this fake ass perm.
I agree.
You said what, Darius?
He was running around here with this fake ass perm in his head, or whatever that was he had going on. Come on, mother, stop playing with us.
Yeah,
he needs a point of relevance, though. That's what I think. Is like that would be the reason why he may say something so ignorant, is because he needs to be in the news, or the blogs. He needs that. So
and obviously he need that $250,000. I don't know who he think he trying to fool.
Right. We know them loving hip hop checks. I mean, I know they get paid a pretty penny, but you can always use the lifestyle he has. I'm sure you can always use $250,000. I know,
really
but it don't matter because, like I said, we wouldn't give him $250.
Right. So, yeah. I don't know why I put all these stories together. Another ignorant rapper is in the news. Waka Flocka has endorsed Trump for 2024.
Is this the dumb rapper section?
Yeah, it is. He's being endorsed by Waka Flocka for 2024. Now, I have never been a person. Let me move this picture so people can see me. I've never been someone to judge you on your politics. I think in the last 3 years we've had this kind of where if you're a Republican, we can't be friends, or if you're a Democrat, we can't be friends. I don't think we should ever be in that spot, but Trump is different. I mean, if he was just endorsing a Republican candidate, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. But he's endorsing Trump, who has a list of and known. It's just ignorant to me. What do you guys think? I'll open the floor.
So I want to know, who in the hell is going to listen to him about an endorsement?
Darius, there are people who are on Instagram, like we say, there's some people who watch the show. This is the only political stuff they'll ever hear about. There are people on his platform, that's the only thing they'll ever see is him endorsing Trump.
It'll always be one stupid motherfucker.
Yeah.
that will get out here. That will get out here and be a fool and vote against your own best interests. Because ain't nothing about this clown, this old ass geriatric clown, ain't nothing about him that is for us.
Nothing.
And the fact that he would even get up here and say, would even offer an endorsement. First of all, his endorsement ain't worth a cup of coffee. But I mean, just the fact that he would even get up here and offer an endorsement of this man shows that he really has no clue what is going on out here in the world.
But Darius, like I said, I be reading these comments like on Hollywood Unlocked. There's thousands of young black people who obviously have no clue, because I see in the comments, I'm Trump 2024, I'm voting for Trump, I want another stimulus check, some of the ignorant shit I've ever heard.
That's what I see.
They so stupid. They not realize when they gave them stimulus checks, it wasn't to help y'all. They gave y'all that money because they knew y'all was gonna go out and spend it.
Right. Yeah.
In turn, make them richer.
Yeah. Michael, do you have anything to say?
Can we take this stupid motherfucker down, please? I'm sorry. I'm starting cursing tonight.
I just don't see how this is a big deal at all, to be honest. A person's politics is almost irrelevant in this day and age. I tried to draw a hard line when it came to Trump supporters, and now I say, you know what? I can still find a way to rock and roll with you. And honestly, if we don't know how they think, then how can we possibly kind of cure these ills that we're seeing? Not a Trump supporter. Just putting that out there right now. But listen, perspective is everything here. And as Ashley said, I know of a decent sized community that has some support for Donald Trump. And, you know, the problematic aspect of that is they probably are underinformed. And so it's a wake up call more than anything to me.
I'm with you 50%. The other 50% I'm not. I think as a black man, and him being a black man and a black celebrity I think he has a responsibility, especially if he's going to come out and say something like this. He needs to educate a little bit and say, well, maybe why, or what has Trump done? Just to say, I'm voting for Trump 2024. Most young black people don't get politics. They don't know what's going on. So they just look to the people that they like or they buy into for information. And I don't think.
You know what I think some of this is?
What?
I think that when Trump was president, a lot of celebrities feel like they made more money during the Trump presidency because of the tax cuts.
That's what it comes down to.
For the rich. Mm-hmm. It's probably true. Some of them made a whole lot of money when Trump was in office. Yeah. And so I think maybe that maybe some of the why people are for Trump, but you got to look at who it is.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not even sure he was making money like that when Trump was in office. But but I've heard other celebrities that I have access to that I know that have said that they made so much money. They made more money during the Trump administration because of those tax cuts.
Yeah.
That favor the rich, that don't favor middle class or lower class people. How is it somebody that is a millionaire, that somebody who is a working class or middle class person is paying more taxes than a millionaire?
Yeah. I believe that wholeheartedly, Darius. And Michael, I didn't mean to slight you at all. I was just rebutting.
No ever taken on matters of politics, my friend.
Yeah. And that's what we need on the show. I'm looking for more of that, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah. Okay, so moving on to another rapper who is not he's usually not in the news a lot, but he was in this week. He made a tweet that kind of went viral, and I totally agree with him. Bow Wow saying, "Can we please bring back artist development at these labels? Do these labels even care about these artists? Y'all be throwing them on platforms knowing they're not ready. A boxer is trained and taught before battle. We just keep throwing these subpar ass artists out here with no proper teaching. It's too many real ones out here on the come up. Like, okay, I won't go into that. Stop pushing that BS on us. These fans are waking up, and hip hop is about to change for the better. Stay in the house if you playing, and move over and let the real ones play." I totally agree. Anyone who knows me knows I can't stand a Sexy Red, a Krishan Rock, a Sukiana. These girls are just out here saying anything, doing anything, looking any way. And I come from a time where artists were trained on interviews, how you present yourself, how to answer questions. It sucks. It really does. What do you guys think about this?
I agree with him wholeheartedly. Like, if you think back to like when Matthew had Destiny's Child and how they progressed over those years, and I mean the superstars that all of them became just simply because of that training and the work that was put in, the money that was put behind them. Like, it's definitely necessary to create good music, right? Right now, we continue to talk about how horrible music is right now, and we continue to go back to our old music because this music isn't good anymore. And part of the reason why the music was so good was because they cared. They actually put the work in. They actually put the money behind them and did the work to become better artists. So I agree with him.
Yeah.
I agree too. I feel like Brittany just said, they did care. Now, the thing is, back then they wanted to make this money and blow up and be stars, but they also want to maintain a certain image. I feel like now the image that they're giving us is the image that they want. This is what people are like loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not us, but somebody's loving it. Sexy Red blew up overnight. Somebody loved it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's I mean, we know that there is a market for ratchetness. There's a market for trash. And people like those artists are filling that void. I think that this generation today has their own thoughts and concepts of what music is, what artistry is. which is very different than some of us who are older, who come from a different generation. I think a lot of these artists, and I've seen Bow Wow perform live. I saw him perform live last year. When I tell you, he is truly a performer.
Oh wow, I've never seen him live.
He is a performer.
Okay, that's awesome. I'll check some of his live performances out. He's right. Michael, what do you think?
I obviously agree with what everyone's saying. The only thing I would add is times they are changing. Who knows what these kids want? And the only other thing is, at what point do we stop calling it art?
It's like the BET Hip Hop Awards. I can't even watch it. It just gives me a migraine.
Darius, I had Hector had it on in the room, and I wasn't. I just had so much anxiety. I was not actually watching it. He was watching it, and some of these performances, it's just like. And Brandy will tell you guys. We talk about. I hate Sexy Red. Like, it just gives me. Whew, I start sweating. That's how much I hate that girl.
But how fast does the news cycle move now? She's the perfect example. 10 days ago, it was her sex tape she accidentally leaked on Instagram. And now, in the past couple of days, she's apparently pregnant. And they're saying Drake is the baby daddy. Now, who knows what is true?
Drake.
These are stories that used to be said here. And now it's like 10 days and we've gone through it all. What's left for Sexy Red?
Well, if that is true, she gonna make more money that way than she is in her career. So
that's true.
Just being honest.
Yeah.
It ain't like she gonna go platinum or do a world tour or anything. I mean, come on, let's keep it real.
Yeah. Her or Sukiana or Krishan Rock. I hate all of them.
In 3 years, she'll be on the chitlin circuit.
Right. I'm not gonna hate her at all because I'm just not. I love female rap, but I just don't like none of those. These new girls just don't do it for me. They don't do it. Their flow is whack. Their styles are whack. We've seen it. You can't do it better than Lil' Kim has done it. I mean, Nicki Minaj, sale-wise, has done better, but Kim and Foxy will forever be the standard, in my opinion. So.
Mine as well, yeah. And
well,
Trina.
that's what I was going to say.
Trina.
Yeah.
That,
Jackie O.
Yes. Be forgetting about Jackie O.
Go ahead, Brandy.
I was gonna say that back in the day, you had to stand out and be different to make it big. Now, so much of the music is the same and sounds the same, and it's like the kids that are buying it and that's hyping it up, they love that sound. It's the same dumb sound across the board, and they love it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was talking to my mom earlier today. I said, I feel bad for the kids today. They'll never really know what it was like to watch the VMAs in the late 90s, where every performance was iconic, or Soul Train Awards in the mid 90s, that when the R&B was, at its peak. It's sad. They'll never know that. And
when you were like getting together with your friends to watch it because you were just that excited. Talk about
right. It was appointment TV.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we'll move on. Speaking of the queen, Brittany, my queen, I'm sorry. Brittany is in the news. Her memoirs are coming out, her book next week. And Brittany is putting everything on the table. It says the pop icon is gearing up to release her new memoir titled The Woman in Me, and will cover everything from childhood career, her controversial conservatorship, and her past relationships. In The Expert, Spears talks about a painful experience that she kept private for 20 years in her book. The 41-year-old reveals that she became pregnant while dating fellow singer Justin Timberlake, but had an abortion. Quote, "It was a surprise, but for me, it wasn't a tragedy. I love Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would just be much earlier than I had anticipated," Spears writes of the pregnancy in her new book. But Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said, "We just weren't ready to have a baby in our lives. We were too young." So my question is, why now, Brittany? Because if Brittany wanted to go on a world tour, such as Beyonce just did, she has the power to do that right now. like she doesn't need to dive deep in these like, you know, waters where she has to sell stories to. I'm just wondering why. Why would she do this? What do you guys think of this revelation of Britney?
I think this could be a prelude to just what you just suggested. This could be a prelude to a tour or to a major comeback for her. I mean, obviously, she got to put dirt in it for people to want to buy it and read it. We don't want to hear the boring shit. We want to hear the tea.
Yeah.
She knows everybody wants her tea. I mean, she's never really said anything about anything except for the conservatorship. But other than that, you haven't really heard much of anything about her life and the things she's gone through. It's just kind of been like, oh, this beautiful girl who can sing and dance and perform. But other than that, what do you know? So maybe that's why.
Kate says, does she need the memoir money? I don't think I'm not in her bank account or in her wallet. I don't know. I don't think she. Well, you can always use more money, but. What do you guys think, Michael?
I don't think this is about the money, and I honestly don't think this is a precursor to anything greater. She doesn't strike me as the type that would have that type of guile. I think this is just a really sad situation. It's a person who's lived their entire adult life in the public eye, literally describes, you know, some type of horrible experience when she was younger. And then she was put on ice for 15 years, right? I mean, at the peak of her career, she was sidelined by her own family and her own people, right? So nothing about the way she interacts with the world, I think, is going to look the way that it will for other types of people. But I'm glad her story is getting out there. It's probably going to break our hearts when we read it. And I wish her all the best. I wish her healing and peace. She's earned it.
You said something, Michael, that struck me when you said she doesn't act. You said something. I don't remember exactly how you said it. You said she doesn't act like the kind of person who wants to. What'd you say?
She doesn't strike me as the person who's got a lot of guile or is trying to be savvy about things.
Okay. Do you think this act that she puts on Instagram? Do you guys think she's acting, or is she really crazy? I think it's a little bit of both. What do you guys think?
I don't know if crazy is the right word. I mean, all brilliant people, all talented people have some quirks, right? And I think the greater the talent, the stranger one can be. Certainly, you've seen it manifest in celebrities many times before. Britney's just a little different than the rest of us, it seems.
Darius?
So if Britney Spears wasn't Britney Spears, I'd be like, girl, go sit down some damn well. I think she gets a certain amount of pass because of who she is. Because if we knew somebody in our daily lives that was just like Britney and going through the same things as Britney, see, Britney got rich people problems.
Right.
If we knew poor Britney that had the same kind of issues as rich Britney, we'll be like, bitch, go sit down some damn well. I got problems of my own. You
right.
Rich people problems. Gone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Brandy, what do you have to say? Anything?
You know, I'm not really interested in Britney, but I feel like, first off, I think this is great for her because I feel like it's a story that she wants to tell. Mm-hmm. She wants to get it off her chest, and I think it's really great for the people that are interested, her fans. They want to know the story. They want to hear this shit. So glad for them and glad for her.
All right. Well, I know we'll be hearing more about Britney, so we will be talking about more because this is my show. Well, this is all of our show, but we will be talking more about Britney because I love her in the future. Moving on to another blonde bombshell. Our girl, Kim Zolciak, is in the news. Her and Kroy have finally put their $6 million house on the market. And the divorce is going. They've been going back and forth. Are we getting divorced? Are we not? I think they're going through with the divorce now. The house is on the market, and people are surprised at this. I'm not really surprised. Kim has never been one to really like to work. And when I start seeing her going back to Housewives this season and making other appearances on other reality shows, I knew there was fire somewhere. So what do we think? I know we don't all really care about Kim, but Darius. think?
I really don't care about Kim, but we all know that Kim and what's his name, Croy, whatever his name is. We know they broke as hell. That's you would guess what? You got to be bringing in plus $6 million to maintain a $6 million home.
Yeah,
and I don't believe they bringing that in.
No,
so they are living above their means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that a lot of people say that about Atlanta. A lot of people are doing that down there in the A, living above their means. Anybody else have anything to say about this? I know it's not a hot button issue for all of you, but I just thought it was interesting.
Kim gonna want to go where the money is at, so she gonna
call Big Papa.
Exactly. She gonna find her new papa.
Okay, let's move on.
Leaving your broke ass, I'm going back to Big Papa.
Let's move on to our next story. A lot of people have a lot of stuff to say about this next story. Zoe Saldana says she's raising her 3 boys in a gender-neutral home, teaching her sons to celebrate their feminine self. Black Twitter especially had a big issue with this. Of course they would. What do we think? I don't know. Let's just talk about it. What do we think, guys?
What does it mean?
Well, it says actress Zoe Saldana, 45, is again opening up her 3 boys in a gender-neutral home.
I read it, but I still don't understand what that means. Does that mean that there's no specific roles, like boys take out the trash and women cook? Or I
saw something like when I was looking at it, I saw a lot of people saying that was what she was insinuating, was that there were no gender roles and that type of thing. So
with that being said, I think that's a great thing. I think it shouldn't be. I think your children that you're raising, you're supposed to be preparing them for the world, to be able to be independent in this world. So I think they need to know how to do. A boy needs to be able to know the things that girls know how to do and vice versa.
I was reading another article about the story, and she was saying how there are no boy or girl clothes. As you can see, they mostly all have long hair. There's just no rules. They can do, if they want to play with dolls, they can play with dolls. If they want to play with trucks, they can play with trucks. I think that is cool. My mom didn't pressure me. My mom made sure I did everything. I played soccer, I played baseball, I was in piano. So she kind of let me gravitate to where I wanted to gravitate to. It was never, you're going to sing, you're going to dance, you're going to play baseball. And I think that's what kids need. They need options. What do you guys think, Darius?
So I respect the rights of parents to raise their children how they want to raise them. Let me say that first and foremost, because I'm about to say some other shit. But keep in mind, we live in a world that is largely not gender neutral. So if you're going to raise your children that way, you also need to raise your children to understand that that's not how most of the world views itself and the people in it. And so you're going to have to also teach them how to navigate, because they're going to perhaps experience some difficulty. What happens when they go to school or they go out into the world, they need to know how to navigate in spaces where people don't share the same views. They weren't raised that way. They're going to have to know how to navigate those spaces. Mm-hmm. That's my only thing.
You're right. Yeah, Brandy, do you have anything to say?
I agree with Darius.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to that, but I think that lady, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I think she's a little odd anyway.
Why do you say that?
She just, even like in her role she plays, she just always came off as odd to me. Her interviews, she seems odd and awkward. She's just off, I feel like.
Thank you, Ms. Pamela.
Michael?
So part of this is super non-controversial. I think it's great to raise children to be self-sufficient and know how to do all the chores, right? Not like girl or boy chores. But maybe the more difficult part here is, are we really talking about not teaching concepts of what it is to be a man or what it is to be a woman, right? Certainly I was brought up that a man looks and acts in a certain way and does certain types of things, and that I would have roles and responsibilities as a man that I should take very seriously. You get older, you realize in some respects those are chains that we have to break. And why not maybe start a little bit younger? I don't know that I've seen all the greatest success with people raising their children in the traditional roles. Let's try this one out. Maybe it'll work better.
You're right. I agree with everything you said. Brittany, I'm interested to hear what you have to say because you are raising 2 young men. And I know, just from knowing you a long time, some things have maybe changed in your parenting since they were little until now. Mm-hmm. What do you have to say about this?
You're right. I mean, that's part of parenting, right? You have to.
You guys, hold on. I'm sorry. I live right next to a cathedral. I don't know if you can hear those bells in the background. That's what that is. So just talk louder. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I don't really have. I mean, I agree with what Darius said, but as far as like when you have children, I feel like you just have to raise your children according to the type of child that you have, because each child is different. So you kind of have to know what each child. Like I have one child that needs a lot more of what Michael was saying. Like I have to do a lot more with him just because of the type of child that he is. But I have one kid that's just like super self-sufficient, and I don't have to do much with him. I just kind of like he just knows what to do. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't really talk too much about other people's parenting because I'm a parent and I know how hard it is to be a parent, and I know how hard it is to raise kids in this climate that we're in right now. So
I also have a question for you, Brittany, because I'm interested to know what her husband feels about this. Like, what does he think about? What do husbands think about when moms want to do this? And again, I know you, Brittany, and I know their dad. Would that ever fly in your household?
The gender fluid thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, no. I mean, and that's just
there's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's just how some people are.
Yeah.
But I would like to. I'm interested to know how some of these dads feel about this.
Yeah.
You always hear, the female celebrity part of it, but you never hear what the males have to say. They stay quiet. So,
right.
Interesting. Oh no. Brandy, never mind. I won't go there. I think that's an interesting story, though. I want to dig deeper into that. We have a comment. Kate says, I would be fine with it, but Barron won't let me give Raph a man bun. Okay. Interesting. No, never mind. I'm not going there. So let's move on to our next story. This is the big one. I saved this one for last. Dylan Mulvaney, who is a trans influencer, just won the Woman of the Year award. Let me get it right. Before I go into this, because I know this is going to be a hot topic. I'm trying to see where the award was from. Dylan Mulvaney accepts Woman of the Year award from Attitude Magazine's Woman of the Year. Okay, so yeah, it was a magazine who gave him this award. Let's just go right into it. What do you guys think? Darius, let's go, Darius.
I have a question because I don't know this person.
Uh-huh.
Does Dylan identify as a woman?
He does. Oh, she does. Sorry, you guys. She does. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I guess I don't quite know what the criteria was. So maybe it's just identifying. Baby Dylan looks like a Morticia Adams, lost child. Baby, she needs some sun.
Hold on, I'm trying to read these comments. Not familiar with her, but if she did the work to deserve it, then so be it. I disagree with Kate. I wish she could come on right now.
What's the
Who
word?
is this person?
Okay,
So here's the other background. Is it the Bud Light, right? This was Bud Light
Yes,
sponsor.
Miss Pamela. Dylan has a piece.
These comments are coming in, so I'm sorry. Yes, she does. Oh God.
So clearly, you don't have to be a woman to win the Woman of the Year award.
Maybe just identify.
So what is
as
the
one.
criteria?
Obviously, Dylan identifies as a woman.
Right.
I'm interested to know what the criteria was. Brandy, what do you think?
Ashleigh. Like I just said, clearly you don't have to be a woman to win the Woman of the Year award. What do you just get to dress up as a woman and say, I'm a woman today, and now you're won the award? Like, do I get to decide tomorrow to throw on a motherfucking tank top and say I'm the strong man award? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So this is always interesting to me because I work in a profession. I work in public health, and
I know you do.
And I work in a profession where we are taught to whatever that person identifies as, that's what you address them as. If Ursula comes in and Ursula really looks and talks like Steve,
okay,
I'm supposed to still treat Ursula as Ursula. I'm going to refer to Ursula the way that Ursula refers to themselves. If they want to be called Ursula, I'm going to call them Ursula. We're in this culture now where you're supposed to accept how people view. You don't have to accept the gender that was put upon you if that's not how you feel you are.
So then why wouldn't you just win the Person of the Year award or the
because
Trans
baby
of the
say she's
Year?
a woman.
Why would it be the Woman of the Year?
That she's a woman. Who am I to tell her she's not a woman?
A sane person that can see that a man with a penis is not a woman?
Tell that to T.S. Madison.
T.S. Madison's not a woman.
She's a trans woman.
She is a trans woman. She is.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't the Trans Woman of the Year award.
But I think even now, though, there is a push to kind of do away with the term trans and just kind of include them in women.
So then you don't have to be a woman to be a woman.
So I would say you could be a natural born woman or a biological born woman.
Okay.
Well, we have to take the new name.
Michael?
I don't buy it either. I'm just gonna be honest. Even though I work in this profession, I don't buy that. What was just put on the screen. Ain't nothing about that. Give me woman. But
okay, before I get to Michael, hold on, Darius, because me and you both love T.S. Madison.
Yes, that's my bitch.
So T.S. Madison was awarded the Woman of the Year award. Would it be different to you? Because
it is different to me. One, because she and you're right, she does not say she's a woman. She identifies as a trans woman, but when you look at her, too, she looks the part. This person that you just put up, that baby looked like a boy in a dress. So if you're gonna claim that you're a woman,
than a look.
At least to me, try to look and emulate it.
That's just a baby with a wig and a
dress on.
Because it's a lot of natural born men that identify as men with titties, and we don't call them women. So it takes more than a look to be a woman.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you obviously have to identify as such, or you have to feel that you are such. And I know Madison identifies as a woman. That is how Madison sees herself. Although she will tell you, I'm not a biological woman, but she views herself as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, what were you going to say?
So much. I'll start by saying I don't think it's fair to put the onus on any one of us to look or act or appear a certain way, right? I don't think it makes her more or less trans if she doesn't necessarily possess what we would consider feminine characteristics. But by way of background, this is a person who documented their transition over a 365-day period. It was all online. And got a large following from this and became somewhat of an activist. She was then chosen as a sponsor for Bud Light and had a beer can made with her face on it. And that, I think we talked about that, right? Like that didn't go over very well. Definitely not, on brand for Bud Light's market. Since that time, it sounds like it's been a rough go for her. Listen, we're seeing this conversation across sports, across any type of competition. Whatever we decide on, let's just get some rules in place and keep it moving. These stories are starting to feel like plants to keep us all disagreeing over very silly things.
Yes, I agree with the last part. These stories feel like plants. I feel like this. If we are going to we have awards for Special Olympics. We have special handicap wheelchair basketball leagues. We have Black BET Black whatever awards. We have Latin Grammys. Why can't we have Trans Woman of the Year or Trans Olympic Team? Why do they have to fit into man or woman and they're
when they're their own?
I think some of that comes from the culture of the community. Take ballroom for example. Ballroom was not just about winning categories. Ballroom was about you learning how to pass, how to fit in, how to emulate the community that you were not a part of. Mm-hmm. And so trans women want to pass as real women.
That's too bad.
Now, obviously, some of them will never pass. As there are some that pass very well. They've had work done. There are some that are naturally pass, and there are some that just, physically they just don't pass as easily. But hey, I'm like this, baby. If you want to be a woman, you want to be a woman. You want to be a man, be a man. I don't give a damn. It ain't costing me nothing.
Brittany, what do you have to say about this?
Everybody's already said everything I had to say, so okay. I agree with everybody.
This is a hot button issue, and I knew it would be. I really wish we could have had Shaq on tonight and Kate, because I think they have some different things to say. But yeah, I agree with everything everyone said. I respect everything everyone said. I don't agree. Let me put it that way, because everyone knows I am a gay man who doesn't agree. I don't see it for the trans stuff. Like I think it's too much, and I've gotten a lot of blowback in the past from it. My boyfriend calls me transphobic. I'm not transphobic. I just think that have a lane. If they want a lane, let's create a lane for them. Everyone else has a lane. Why do they have to fit into the lanes that we already have? So that's how I feel about it. That's my opinion. Don't at me. Don't email me, because I don't care.
Hear you, because you don't want to hear it.
That's my opinion.
Don't write me.
Right. So moving on. We're at our come sit at my couch portion of the show where we talk about relationships, sexual stuff, questions that people might have or want our opinion on. Today's come sit on my couch question, it actually comes from a headline in the news this week. Nene Leakes has just made a big return to YouTube, and she's doing daily blogs. And a couple days ago, she did a blog about she was recently in the doctor, and she had to write down an emergency contact. And she said she instantly started having an anxiety attack because the person who was her emergency contact for so many years, for 30 years, is now not around anymore. They're deceased. And so she instantly went into a panic, like, oh my God, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Who's going to be there for me? And the question I posed to you guys tonight, does the fear of being alone ever make you consider being in a non-traditional relationship? And when I say non-traditional, that means like, if you would be with someone, they might not check all your boxes, but you're with them for the fear of being alone. Or you might not like them at first, but you just want to maybe grow to love them. What do you guys think about that? And we were talking about it before we went live, and Darius actually said something that I didn't think about. He said people have been doing this from the beginning of time. But I think that Nene saying it out loud has made it a bigger issue. So let's talk about it. Michael, what do you think about this?
I think there's something inherently defeatist about it. I can't imagine myself living that way, and that's not me coming down on hard on those that do. I think it's just more of love is the most beautiful thing in the world, and I would rather work my entire life to have somebody that checks every box, and I don't mean in an unrealistic, perfectionistic way, but someone that I had no doubts or concerns about. That's the blessing, I think, in life.
Darius?
So this is a very real thing, and this is a very personable issue to me because this is something that I have dealt with. I'm in my 40s now. I'm not in a relationship. It weighs on me more and more that I am alone. And I don't have any dating prospects right now. Every time that I have tried to date, it has never went well. And so I find myself at times wondering, can I just settle for these things? And I think the older I get, now I just don't want to settle for certain things that I would have settled for 5 years ago or, even 3 years ago. But you do come to a point in time where you're realizing you're growing older. I know some people that are in situationships. They're in situations where maybe they're not romantic with that person or they're not sexual with that person, but they act like they're in a relationship. They have all the, they live their lives together. They share their lives together. I mean, I guess it depends. I don't think we as humans are designed to be alone.
No.
So for me, I find myself wondering more and more, okay, what's next for me? I don't want to grow old alone. Nobody does.
Right. And I posed the question, and you're not in our chat group anymore, but I said this story really hit me hard because I'm an only child. So right now on my emergency contact list, there's my mom and there's my aunt and there's Hector. But God forbid something happened to me and Hector, we weren't together. And I know my mom and my aunt won't be here forever. There's going to be a time where I'm going to have to live without them. That scares me. Like, it really does just put the fear of God in me just listening to Nene's story, because it's like, I fear that too. Like you, Darius, I'm 40. I have health issues. And who's going to be there for me? Who am I going to grow old with? So I think some of us maybe that have a lot of siblings, that have a lot of family, don't understand the severity of it more than some of us who don't have people around us like that. Brandy, what do you think about this? Like,
I think to each his own. I think if a situationship is what works for you, then I think that's okay. Like I had mentioned earlier, a lot of marriages start off happily ever after and end up situationships. They stay in it for the kids, they stay in it for the business or the money, or like you said, just to be able to have someone. We didn't spent these last 15, 20, 30 years together. We might as well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And still go out and see other people and do what we want to do. But at the end of the day, if anything happens between anything else, we know that we have us and what we've built to fall back on.
right.
Whether we are in love or not, we still have each other.
Damn. Randy said everything I was literally thinking, like literally everything. She's right. Right. And I'm an only child too, actually. So, I totally understand what you're saying as far as feeling like, damn, if I don't have, but I also have, kids and have I did that very early. So, I don't know. I guess, like she said, to each his own. If that's what works for you, then cool. But also what Michael said, I would rather, if I were in that position, I would rather wait for my person, get out there and try and find my person and try and make that happen. But I don't know.
But Brittany,
yeah,
you're a little young. How old are you? You're 30 what?
5.
35. Okay. I guarantee you, when you hit that 40 mark, because I've said it, I've told Brandy and my mom this. If something happens to me and Hector, I'm not dating again. I'm just not doing. I don't have it in me. I don't want to. When I date somebody, I'll know within the first month, are we going to do this or not? I don't need all that. Yes, let's live apart for 2 years. Let's get to know each other. I'm 40. I'm not doing it anymore. So if you were in the dating pool again in the next couple of years, do you think you'd want to do all of that again?
Well, that's kind of hard because I've been with somebody since I was 19. So I don't know. I mean, I probably wouldn't want to do all that because all I know is the same person from 19 to 35, right? So I probably won't want to do the most, but then again, because I didn't have the experience of doing all the dating and like all those things that people do in their 20s and I didn't do any of that. So I may actually enjoy, getting out there and mingling and meeting people and seeing what it is that I like because I've never done that.
Interesting. Darius, are you on the same wavelength as I am as the dating at 40? Or are you just do you not want to do it anymore?
I still want to. There is actually somebody I like, but it just seems like the cosmic forces are just working against us. Life is
What's
really
his name?
lifing.
Let's go get him.
The dark forces are working against us. Life is just really lifing, and there are other folks that try to shoot their shot, and you just know as you get older, it's just certain things you don't want to tolerate with or deal with. It was some things I tolerated 20 years ago. I'm just not going to deal with now.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Darius, you popping though. We got to get you with somebody.
Look, baby, I got a lot of pressure I need to release.
We gotta get you with somebody.
I'm interested because I already know, but for our viewing audience, I'm interested to know what Brandy has to say about dating at not a later age, but in our 40s. Is it something you're content with being alone?
It's trash. I hate it.
Yeah,
you did it the right way. It's garbage out here.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. It just depends on how you feel. Dating can be fun. I am learning in my older age that I want someone for me. For a long time, I wasn't really interested in settling down or, when I was young, I never really imagined being married. But as I'm older, I'm like, I kind of do want to have that companionship.
Yeah. I think your views change when you get older because now I want kids more than anything, but I think it's just not going to happen. I don't feel like going through that. I would love to have somebody to pass singing and dancing and my knowledge of theater and all that stuff on to see that manifest or maybe them. But I don't think it's in the cards. It's just not at 40.
Why not?
Baby, guess what? I got a brother that's 13 years younger than me, and my daddy is 74 years old. So let me tell you, it is very much possible.
Ash, we need a little Ashley.
I want a little boy more than anything in the world.
Yes.
I don't know. I just don't know if it's in the cards. I don't know.
I wanted a little girl, baby. She would be so pussy, baby. She would be a charm school. We was just talking about gender roles and all that, baby. I'd have had her enrolled in all the pageants and everything.
Yeah.
She'll be wearing lip gloss at too.
Okay, let's move to my favorite part of the show, Fashion Files. We have quite a few looks this evening for everyone. So let's start out. We have Tyler, the Creator, in J. Crew Couture. What do you guys think? Darius? Well, no, let's have Darius go last. Michael, what do you think?
Haven't we seen this over and over again? Okay, the mint green socks, I'll give it to you there. Doesn't it look like he has very small feet, though? Just saying.
Brittany?
It's a no for me, but I do like his cardigan. His cardigan is cute. You can do something with the cardigan, but the rest of it is a no for me.
Brandy?
No, thank you.
Gotcha. Darius?
It's giving very Goodwill to me.
Really?
Yes.
I guess I could see that. Yeah.
And that's not a read because you can get some good shit at the Goodwill.
Right.
But this right here ain't it.
Okay, let's see what the comments are saying. It's so hard for me to do all this at the same time. Trash. Hell no. Okay, we get it. You guys don't like it.
I said you ain't click on that
I
other
was saying
comment.
because
You ain't click on that other comment.
I'm trying to do all this. Sorry.
Keep going.
So let's go on. Oh, who did everyone go?
Yeah.
Okay, going on. We have. I'm gonna not put her in the list next week because I know what you guys are gonna say. She's best dressed, but we have Monica in Balenciaga and Alexander McQueen boots.
Serve.
I love it. Brittany, what do you think?
A lie. I love those boots are sick. I love them. But her whole, y'all know, Monica is gonna always come and give it every time. I love it.
Brandy, what do you think?
She does no wrong.
Michael?
Monica hits her marks. I mean, this pose is the outfit.
Yeah. Darius?
She is everything to me.
Yeah. She just does it. Okay. Best dressed nomination. Going on. We have Halle Bailey and Niccolo Felicia.
That's cute.
She looks good right there.
Brandy, what do you say?
I think she looks good right there. That's cute.
They did a good job of hiding that belly. She's apparently, according to sources, she's 6 months.
Oh wow.
Brittany, what do you think?
I love it. I think they always hit the mark with her. It's very rare that I see her like not all the way put together. I love the makeup. I think the hair is cute. The dress is very fitting and flattering for her in her situation right now. Boobs look amazing. Jewelry's on point. She looks really good. Perfect.
Michael, what do you think?
I have to disagree. This one looks like an 80s prom dress cut, just a little bit too short.
You don't like it? Okay.
Not even a little.
Okay. Darius, what do you think?
She is just a naturally beautiful young woman, and I love this on her. She's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, going on. We have Mary J. Blige and Michael Kors Couture.
Okay, Mary.
I like Mary is different. She has on boots, but she usually just has like on a one piece and a boot. I love this jacket.
This jacket is cute, and those boots are hot too.
Yeah. Brandy, what do you think?
I love it. Mary looks good.
All right. Michael?
Love it, love it, love it. I cannot get enough of that coat. It looks like clouds in the winter or something. It's bizarre. It's great.
Yeah, that coat is hot. Darius, what do you think?
She giving me power Monet. Baby, I like it. I live for it. She look like she could have just she look like she could just pull a Glock out on the bitch right now. I mean,
all right. So would we nominate her for a best dress this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Going on, we have Christina Aguilera and Alexander McQueen and Diesel. Brittany?
The boots are hot. That's about it. Her haircut is cute too.
Okay. Michael?
I'm kind of digging this one. It's giving me Debbie Harry.
It is giving you a little 80s Debbie Harry. Yeah, I agree. Brandy?
No, thank you.
All right. Darius?
What the hell is she wearing? She like, what's her name from Overboard? I mean, what is she wearing? What is this? It looks hot as hell. First of all, wherever she at.
She's in LA.
I mean, is she that's not LA attire. I don't know what she got on. It just looks a fucking mess from head to toe. I'm sorry.
Me and Hector talk about this all the time. I'm hot in Chicago, so I don't get how these girls are wearing these furs and leathers and boots out in LA where it's 70, 80 degrees. I don't get it. I don't understand how they do it.
Jimmy Kimmel should have told her to go change.
Okay. All right. Moving on. You guys don't like that one. All right. So we have Gabrielle Union and Schiaparelli. Brittany?
I can't tell if this is a jumpsuit or if this is a bustier with a pant. But if it is, either way, I don't like the way it fits her. I think it's ill fitting on her. The outfit could be cute on somebody who had the right silhouette, but for her, that's just not it.
All right, Michael.
I think this is so fascinating. I may be in love with it. You're not seeing anything like this right now. I agree the fit's a little off and clearly needs to be steamed out, but look at that bustier. I mean, that's a work of art.
Yeah, Schiaparelli is usually a work of art. Everything they do looks like art on the body. Brandy?
I like it. I love that green. I think she looks nice. It's a little bit off, but I think it looks nice on her.
Darius?
She's glowing. She looks good.
Well, she's naturally beautiful. I love the color scheme. I do feel like this could have been. I do see some wrinkles and stuff. I'm even her stance. It kind of throws me off a little bit. The way she's standing.
I was gonna say the angle, maybe.
The angle, yeah.
That is it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, moving on. We have Nene Leakes in Area. I love Area. Everything they do, I love. Brittany?
It looks a little cheap to me, just being honest. It just looks a little cheap, but y'all know I love Nene, so she looks good, but it does look a little cheap. It looks like you can get that on Forever 21 or something like that.
You think she got it from She by Sheree?
No.
What spring
Area is on a different tax bracket. That outfit was probably about $4,000.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah. Brandy?
I think it looks good on her. I don't really follow Nene and not that interested, but I learned earlier that she's like in her 60s, right?
Nene, yeah, she's in her early. I think she's gonna be 60.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at that on her. Like, you look good, bitch. You look good.
Caitlin said, "I want it. I love her in it." My mom, of course, is a mess. She said her titties are crooked. Okay, Michael, what do you think?
I think it's a great color, but this one also looks like an 80s prom dress that just went wrong somehow. I don't know. Not a fan.
Okay. Darius?
I love Nene. Nene is the queen, and she looks beautiful.
Nice. All right, moving on. We have the queen. And let me make sure I get it right. She's wearing Calci. I think it's Calci. I haven't heard of this brand before. Beyonce. Can I say this before we go into this? We've been seeing, I noticed Beyonce's fashion game, she's been really daring lately since she's got this new stylist. And he's actually on the list this week, something he wore too. KJ Moody is her stylist. What do we think, Brittany?
I like it. It's fun. I feel like we've seen her in something like this before, but the outfit is fun. I do like the bow on the side. I like that drapery that's going on. She looks good. I like it.
I like it too. I wish her hair was up. I think the hair is too much. Maybe in a high bun, her hair would look good. Yeah, Brandy, what do you think?
I think she looks fabulous. She usually dresses. I give Beyonce her props. Like Brittany said, it does look like something she's worn before, but it looks good on her. So, and them shoes are so much fun. The shoes and the purse, it just looks like a good time.
Yeah. Michael.
I feel like I always have something bad to say about Beyonce. I would like this better in a different color. I'll say that.
Okay. Darius?
I mean, what can you say? I mean, even if I didn't like it, it's Beyonce. I mean, so it's...
Yeah. Okay. Okay, moving on. We have, like I said, Beyonce stylist. His name is KJ Moody. He's kind of new on the fashion scene. He's her key stylist. He did her tour. He is wearing Dolce & Gabbana couture.
That's a dress? I want that.
I think it's like a coat dress. I don't know, but
that's cute. I'll wear that in the winter.
Brandy?
Fun.
No, thank you.
All right. Michael?
This looks ridiculous.
Okay. Caitlin said she loves it. Okay, Darius.
Maybe it looked like he was on a sneaky link that went wrong. Whoever he was with, their man came in and he had to get the hell up out of there in a hurry, and all he had time to grab was that jacket.
Okay. All right. I think it's different. I don't know. I think it's different. I like it. It's not for everybody though. All right, moving on. We have Kourtney Kardashian pregnant, very pregnant in Balenciaga and Moschino. Brittany?
No, thank you.
Really? You don't like it?
Mm-mm.
I'm zooming up on it on my camera. You guys can't zoom, but I like it. Brandy,
the dress is cute, but I don't like how she put everything. I don't like the scarf. The jacket. No, the dress is cute. She could have did something with the dress. I think the dresses like that are sexy when they're pregnant. I really like that. But this scarf, these necklaces, that jacket, those shoes, it just kind of threw the whole look off to me. So it's a no for me.
Okay. Let me see what these comments are saying. I'm over Kardashian whores. Okay. It's not her best. Caitlin, what else did Kate say? She could have done so much better. Okay, Michael, what do you think?
I think this is absurd. Think about what this photo is. It's a mid-40s, heavily pregnant woman who literally looks like a fucking clown in a photo for attention. Come on.
I would think it looks like the Blair Witch Project.
I can't even believe it, right? And this is after a hospital scare, something about her pregency, but you've got the time for these photo shoots, right? Come on.
I don't know if Kardashians like me and Kate might. I don't know if Brittany does. I followed them for fashion, but have you guys noticed that her style changed once she got with Travis? When she got married to Travis and started dating Travis, like it did like a turnaround.
But
right?
That was what this was. This is what it looks like to me. Is like this is not her. Mm-hmm. The her we know from years past. This isn't her, so it looks like very forced. Doesn't look like she doesn't even really look comfortable in it.
She doesn't.
Yeah. Darius, what do you think?
I just got one question. I would ask her, baby, what time is the funeral?
Right.
She's trying to give dark rocker. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what she's trying. And I agree with Michael. At 40, maybe, yeah, I don't know. At 20, maybe this would have been different, but at 40, I'm not a fan. I like the outfit, but I'm not a fan of how she's just switched her style around completely because of who she's with. So, all right. So, out of everyone, I think you guys like Mary and Monica. So
Monet, a.k.a. Monet.
Okay, so who is a yes for Monica? I mean, for Mary.
I'm for Mary.
Okay.
I still got to give it to Monica.
Okay, Brandy.
I'm torn. I love them both. I'll say Mary just because hers is the look itself is a little bit different. It's not giving a different Mary look, but it's a little bit different than Monica's is more plain, I think, compared to that.
Mm-hmm.
Monica's looks like more of an everyday look compared to the other look that Mary's in that picture. So I'm going to go with Mary this time.
Okay, Brittany?
I'm going to go with Monica this time just because hers is like a finished look. Mary just has on a jacket and boots that I can see. Monica's got the boots, the purse, the jacket, the hair, the makeup, the glasses. It's just all flows. So I'm going to go with Monica.
Okay, Darius?
So I love Mary's look, but I got to go with Monica.
All right, Michael?
Mary.
Okay, I'm going to go with Monica. So it looks like Monica is our...
Once again,
I'm not going to put her on next show, you guys.
Just every show if you can. She's bomb. And I love seeing her looks.
People are saying Monica. Okay, yes. So So that's it for our show tonight, you guys. Thank you for joining us. I thank Darius for being here, coming over and playing with us. I believe, I'm not going to say exactly, I believe Shaq is coming back next show. She's doing well. I've been talking to her.
Good.
She wanted to come back today. I told her no. I said, sit your butt down. Sorry, my Buddhist came in the door. Shaq will probably be back with us next show. Thank you, Darius, for coming and playing with us. Of course, you're always welcome. Michael, thank you. Brittany, thank you. Brandy, thank you. We had a good show tonight. I had fun.
Had a great show.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share. I've said this in the past couple of shows. We'll be changing some things. You're going to start seeing some new faces in a couple of weeks. A little maybe format change, a little bit more politics. So stay with us, like and share. Love you guys. Peace.